thought it would be a good time to do a little video for you guys. I am taking a train ride up to Washington and enjoying a little sunshine, as you can tell. It's absolutely gorgeous day, perfect day for a train ride. And something that's been on my mind through my holiday travels and adventures is the fact that people are so craving connection, more in-person time, more focus, more follow-up and follow-through. This is something that I am personally committing to for 2026 is more time with people. So hence why you see me now. I'm on a train, I've got a plane trip in a couple days to see more family and really just being there for the people that matter. But when it comes to dating and relationships, it's about showing up. It's about participating. It's about choosing the life that you want, the people that you want in it. And as you know, with the champagne philosophy, using the champagne method in the way that you look at life, it's not about the alcohol. It's about the bubbles. It's about the resonating energy. It's about stepping up and choosing more, not settling for less, not taking the least, but also going out of your way to do things for people and being the friend for those that care, those that need you, showing up when the time comes, the situation changes. That's what I want you to think about, being present, being available. And it's a lot with dating. The thing about dating that I found in 15 years as a matchmaker is that the reality was there are just so many great, amazing, incredible people looking for love. They're searching everywhere. They want to find their person. But the vulnerability to be there for love can be daunting, overwhelming, and taxing. It's hard to keep showing up. It's hard to be real. It's hard to be possible, believing in that option. And so we start, we stop, go on a date, we overanalyze, we think about it, we hope it's good, we wonder what's going to happen. But in the end, it really comes down to the willingness to be vulnerable. When we're willing to be vulnerable and we show up for that connection, we show up for what's happening, we think about the people and the reasons we want a relationship, then we're able to be in a relationship a whole lot better. Something I have found in all the dating, even pre-pandemic and all, is that we overanalyze what we expect from the other person. We want them to be a certain hair color, a certain eye color, a certain skin tone, a certain part of town. We come up with these restrictions and limiting beliefs. And what ends up happening is it denies you an opportunity to fully show up. It denies you a chance to really be with somebody who could be your person, but you've created the vending machine mentality. You've all heard me talk about the vending machine. You just think if you push the right button, that will pop your person. And you pay the right amount of money, it'll just happen. Unfortunately, that's not how it is. But I found it's never about the quantity of people, the amount of choices. It's about finding people that are truly looking for love. They're willing to do the work, meaning go on the awkward date. Maybe spend a little on a date that they didn't really like because it's an investment in the time with the other person, in the commitment and the desires. I recently caught up with someone that I hadn't seen for years. We had dated a long time ago, and he was going through a lot when we were dating. We had a lot of fun, friendly memories. Well, something that was interesting is he said, "Oh, you stopped wanting to go out with me because I was just being really difficult." And actually, yes, I knew he was being difficult and he had a lot of reasons to be challenging, but just life was obstacle one after another. What stopped me from dating this person was the fact that there was one time we were out and I was super tight financially because of being a solo parent with my kids. For some reason that day, he decided I should pay. It wasn't that much, but at the time I had very little. And I had made sure I had enough to cover myself. But he just kind of had this attitude of like, well, you can take care of it this time. And you know what? That was my deal breaker. So I was like, no, I'm not going to spend money I don't have to go out with somebody who isn't looking to the courtship, isn't looking to building on this, and somebody who is more focused on just dictating And then I was able to see that we didn't have the connection I thought we had, because it wasn't about appreciating or valuing me. He had traded many times and it was nice. And there were times that I had traded, but that time was not a time I could do it. And instead of saying, no, I can't afford to, I said, okay, in my mind, let's see if this card works. And I think we actually had to try two cards because the other one didn't have quite enough. And I had to stop and say, you know what? I don't want to be out with somebody that I'm in this position. I had enough for me, but I did not have enough for him. But I didn't ask him on the date. So that's one of the things. You have to think, how are you fully showing up? I had to decide for myself what I was willing to accept in my life. And I wasn't willing to accept somebody that bought a lot of food, bought multiple drinks, and then expected me to pay. That was my deal breaker. So, as you know, in the secret life, we have the deal breaker. And it's always interesting, what was that one thing, that one moment that you said, I can't do anymore, and you were done? And that's part of dating, is that you have to have it for yourself, you have it for other people, you have it for other situations. And that's the power of the secret life, because we got to have these secret moments in our mind. We got to make our own decisions, have our own choices, and go on our own adventures, have our own dating and courtship situations. The only way that we can make these changes is when we own our decisions, own our scenario, and really choose the life that we want. And that sometimes means saying, nope, I'm not going to use my last dollars on somebody that just takes it for granted of my presence and changes the table on me. So I want you to think about this. When you are in a situation, there's always that something that just stops you and says, nope, I'm not going to do it. And I'm curious, what was your most recent deal breaker